Greetings, SED 104 students. My name is Dr. J.T. Elliott. I am your professor for SED 104, which meets in Wallace Room 346 on Mondays. 5 p.m. is the start time. This is course number 21089. Let me first apologize that I could not be there in person for the first class, as my wife had a extensive laparoscopic surgery that requires quite a bit of recovery. But we will meet after the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Following that Monday, we will start meeting face to face. That first class will be a long class. What I want to do at this time is go over the course syllabus with you. If you will bring that up on Blackboard on the left side under Start Here, it says Syllabus, Calendar, all the introductory items, and you'll be able to bring up that file. Again, I am your instructor, Dr. J.T. Elliott. My office is virtual. I'm an adjunct, even though I live in Richmond. I work for the Madison County School System. I just work part-time for Eastern Kentucky University, so I do not have an official office or office hours, but I'm always available by email. That's John, John, Elliott, Elliott, at eku.edu. If you need anything at all, any questions, any concerns, just please email me. I check that on a regular basis. Now let's go through your syllabus. Format is hybrid, meaning your work will be completed through Blackboard, but we will meet face to face each week. It's vital that you bring a laptop to class each week for notes, to access the PowerPoints, to access quizzes, and so forth, to access your key assessment, and we'll talk more about that momentarily. Course description. The purpose of this class is to cover all the categories of disability recognized under the federal law of IDEA. You also have 2 virtual observations, so you do not have to go to a school and do those observations, but you're required to do 2 virtual observations on your own independently to meet your General Education 6 requirements. This course is open to non-majors, so nursing students, elementary education, special education, ASL, business. It's open to all students who want to take the course. Required text. You'll see the Exceptional Learners, Introduction to Special Education, 14th edition. Luckily, with your course fee, we have inclusive access. On the left side of Blackboard, you will see My Lab Education, and you will go from there to access the textbook. So you do not have to purchase the hard copy or the ebook unless you want to, because it was included in your course fee for this course. There is also the College of Education's People First Language document that is hyperlinked in your syllabus. There will be other required readings such as articles and other information found in your module. Again, the course is heavy on technology, specifically Blackboard. As well, your key assessment also requires that you purchase TaskStream. That is mandatory, so we can provide a holistic score for you to see that you are moving towards being from a developed to accomplished future educator. Again, this course meets all your Gen Ed 6 requirements by those 2 virtual observations, and those are listed on your syllabus. Your learning outcomes, you can see that this course is broke down to meet several standards with the Professional Growth Evaluation System, the Kentucky Teacher Standards, the Council for Exceptional Children. There are many standards that we are meeting by taking this course in the way that is set up for your learning outcomes. Let's get on to your assignments and those products that you'll be evaluated on. The big project is your key assessment. It comes in three parts. Part 1 is 10 points, 2 is 80, and then your final project is 155 points for a total of 245 points. So a large part of your grade is this key assessment, which is mandatory, and it has to be uploaded through Blackboard and TaskStream. You cannot pass the class if you do not upload it through TaskStream. We will work on that as we go each week. I guide you towards what I'm looking for in that assignment. So it is a big project, but I help you along the way. There are a few in-class participation activities that we will do. You have to be present for class to do that, and attendance is mandatory. I do follow the attendance guidelines set forth by the university. There are 15 chapter quizzes. They're worth 10 points each, which adds up to 150 points. So the required reading is essential that you read because the questions are in depth that challenge your depth of knowledge to see that you have been reading and following the text in the course material. Those two virtual observations are worth 25 points each. Those are mandatory as well because they are a Gen Ed 6 requirement. You have to complete those to pass the class. There's a media review assignment as well. Let me encourage you on the virtual observations and the media review to please follow the template. If you follow the template and meet those requirements that are set forth, such as in the virtual observation, that if it says 2 to 3 paragraphs with a in-text citation, if you do that, you're on your way to setting yourself up for success. The IEP module, after we go through all the disabilities, we will develop an IEP together in each one of those components. You do have a midterm exam of 50 questions and then a final exam of 75 questions. Now I want to definitely highlight the grading criteria because I always get the question of, Dr. Elliott, I earned a 91%. Why did I get a B in the course? Well, the grading scale is a little bit tougher. It's 100% to 93% for an A. A B is 92% to 85%. C is 84 to 76%. D is 75 to 70%. And anything below 70 is a failing grade. Now, let me say this, even with a tougher grading scale, typically in my courses, I have a high median with a negative skew, which means in a standard deviation, 20 students, you'd have 5 A's, 5 B's, 5 C's, 5 D's. In my courses, you typically have a better chance of earning that A and B because I really try to guide you towards success. I will not leave you hanging, and I will answer any questions that you have to clarify so you can be successful. That's my ultimate goal, is that you are successful. Again, you must submit through TaskStream to receive a passing grade and do those virtual observations. You cannot have a 0 on those. You can check your grades through Blackboard. Remember this, it will show you just what you have submitted. So that is not always accurate. You need to tally all the assignments that have been requested of you and the total points, and then divide that by your earned points, not just what is showing. Because if you were sick and haven't completed maybe the chapter 7 quiz, that's not going to calculate in. Attendance is mandatory. You can miss no more than 3 unexcused absence. If you do have an excused absence for illness, please send me a copy of that medical excuse where you sought treatment. If you are an athlete, make sure I have your academic or athletic advisor contact me as well with any times that you may be out for competitions or for play. Please follow the Colonel's compass for dropping the course because we are not meeting face to face, if you would please email me for the drop policy that you have watched this video with the subject line SED 104 first class, so I do not put you in the drop. A student with a disability may receive accommodations through the Office of Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA office, and they will send me a confidential email with what those accommodations are, whether that's extended time or preferential seating or testing in a different location or so forth. But please make sure that they have contacted me and I have that information. Academic integrity. Do not plagiarize. Assignments are ran through SafeAssign. Do not use or try to cheat and use Course Hero or anything like that, because SafeAssign will absolutely catch it with the percentage of matching, and you don't want to go through that process over the academic integrity policy. Utilize my EKU email. Is the only one that I will respond to you with. So if you email my school email with Madison County Schools, I will not address it there. Anything EKU related has to go through the EKU email system. Course assignments are to be in APA format. You can utilize the EKU library, or the Purdue OWL also has good examples for you to follow. Now let's go through just a few of the assignments. Your key assessment will start with your philosophy, the 6 pillars of special education, laws such as ESSA and IDEA. We'll go into family partnerships, working with different cultures, and then we will get to each of the disabilities, from communication disorders to autism to physical disabilities. Each one of those will look at the Kentucky eligibility determination requirements, as well as the IDEA guidelines, as well as strategies to specifically support those students. You will also need to have 2 websites in detail, not just the hyperlink, but that you describe those websites. It's always good to use government websites for that support. Can't be just a blog. We will not do the advanced organizers, but we will do the quizzes. And they're in different formats: multiple choice, true and false. There's one that has a short answer as well. We will do some of the participation learning activities, and those are in class. To receive those points, they must be in class. No late work is accepted. Deadlines are deadlines. Follow that course calendar and it will give you all the dates ahead of time. Your virtual observations, again, follow the template. If you follow the template, if it requires a cover page, have a cover page. Don't change the template. Don't try to make it fancy or put different fonts or so forth. Use the template that is provided. Always cite your references too, and those will meet your Gen Ed 6 requirements. Those papers need to be 2 to 3 pages double spaced. The media review. The media review is a fun project because you get to pick the media. Most students pick to watch Young Sheldon or The Good Doctor. I've never watched either one of those shows. I'm not a big television person. But whatever you choose, and then follow the guidelines for how that disability was portrayed by the media, as well as what your guidelines would be. There are extra credit opportunities if you can apply, if you supply the proof. There are opportunities there for attendance at organizational meetings or membership into professional organizations, and those are listed. I do not accept late assignments. Again, deadlines are deadlines. Now, if you have the flu and there's a medical excuse and you send me a copy of the medical treatment that you received and a return to work or return to school slip, then we can work with that. But unexcused late assignments will not be accepted. And I do take attendance each class as well. Follow the course calendar and you will see the modules and the pace that we work at. All your information will be in the modules. That's a brief summary of the syllabus. When we meet face to face, we will go more in depth and I will answer your questions. But please, if you send me an email, john.elliott@eku.edu, and include the subject line SED 104 first class, so I can start attendance and that you're not put in the drop and we don't have those issues. I can't wait to work with you and guide you towards success in SED 104, and I will see you very soon.